Abby here. I am super excited to take you through a very beginner-friendly yoga sequence this morning. The first thing we're going to do to start our practice is reconnect to our breath. So you could do this exercise either lying down on your back or sitting up. If you're sitting upright, you may use a bolster underneath of your sit bones. In this case, I'm just using half dome, so that your pelvis can tilt forward and it can take the stress off the low back if you find yourself here sitting upright and distracting you from being able to connect to the breath. If you don't have anything to help prop you upright, then you could do this again, exercise lying down, or if you're able to keep the integrity of the spine while sitting up, you could do so without the bolster or the half dome underneath. Whichever way, again, lying down or sitting up, I want you to go ahead and place your left hand onto your chest and your right hand onto your belly and close your eyes. So go ahead now and take a deep breath in. And then breathe out. Find your own inhale and your exhale. We all have a different pace, own rhythm. Just find your organic inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, I want you to expand your belly, fill your belly with your breath. Breathe into the heart of the palm. As you exhale, allow all the tension to release from your body. Inhale, expand the belly, expand all four sides of the rib cage. Exhale, relaxing, releasing tension, breathing in and out of the nostrils if possible, otherwise inhale through the nose, exhale out of the mouth. Every time you exhale, you're releasing the shoulders away from the ears, unclenching the jaw, softening the facial muscles. The sit bones are melting into the floor. As you inhale, expanding the ribcage, breathing into that right palm. As you exhale, relax. So the left hand, I want you to notice as you inhale, start from the diaphragm, start low, and feel the breath travel up the body and into the chest. And then as you empty the breath, it's going to empty from here and finish here. Inhale, start low, breathe diaphragmatically, allow the breath to travel up the body, filling the left palm. Exhale, empty at the left palm, finishing at the right palm. Deepen the breath. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling as you build more integrity into the spine. And as you exhale, you empty out any tension that no longer serves you in your body. And then when you're ready, releasing the hands to the knees, relaxing the elbows, keeping the shoulders down, eyes still closed. Inhale, continue that diaphragmatic breath. Inhale, you're breathing into the belly, expanding the rib cage on all four sides of the body. Exhale, empty out the breath, empty out the negative energy and tension. Inhale, draw an awareness. Exhale, tension. At any point throughout your practice, if you begin to feel overwhelmed or you become distracted with your thoughts, simply acknowledge the thoughts and then return to the breath. finding your present self. And then go and slowly open the eyes, still sitting within. Good, how do you feel? Excellent. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move onto our mat and practice a quadruped position of cat and cow. So if you have tender knees, I recommend placing something underneath of the knee for extra support. So what you want to do here is make sure that your hands are underneath of the shoulders with the elbows extended. You want the knees or the hips to be just over the knees with the tailbone reaching towards the ceiling and a neutral spine. So if you need to find your neutral, do this a few times, and then you're going to be somewhere right in the middle. Shoulders away from the ears. Take a moment here to connect to your hands. We're going to have like cat-like hands in yoga. So you want to make sure that your fingers are spread and that they're awake. And you want to think of your hand as a starfish so that you're using all corners of your hand to connect to your mat. Shifting your weight more towards the fingers and off of the heel of the hand. And you may find that this may cause a little tenderness or soreness, and that's often because it's underused and we're constantly broken here. So we want to work on strengthening the wrist here and strengthening our hands. So spread those fingers, shift the weight forward into the hands, and keep the hips stacked right over the hips. Reconnect to the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Moving into cat-cow, we're going to exhale, starting at the tailbone, rounding the spine, and looking down towards the belly. And then inhale, you're going to begin to extend the spine, one vertebrae at a time, lengthening, and then coming up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Oh, it feels so good on the back. Inhale, extending. You want to make sure that you're getting extension of the neck and that you're not cutting off the cervical spine here by just throwing your head back. So instead, think about a turtle popping its head out of its shell, and it's an extension of the neck and coming upward, so you're actually getting the benefits of the stretch as opposed to just going here. Notice how I'm speaking and it's a little congested. That's because I'm cutting myself off. Whereas here, I can still communicate clearly. So exhale, you're going to round. And again, as you extend the spine on the inhale, coming one vertebrae at a time, extending through the neck, and then exhale, rounding. Good. And then coming back into child's pose. So you could do this either with knees together or knees as wide as your mat and the toes kissing with the heels apart. I'm going to choose knees apart, toes kissing. You're then going to sit your hips back towards your heels and walk your arms out in front of you, stretching along the side here. If this feels uncomfortable, bring your hands back and find your heels and bring your elbows down, forehead to the floor. So again, option one, stretch your arms out, lower the head. Option two, hug your heels, forehead to the ground. Hold there for 5 cycles of breath. So that's inhale, exhale is 1 cycle, inhale, exhale, 2 cycles. Ah, it feels so good. And then go ahead after the 5th breath, rise back up to your quadruped position. And then from here, we're going to go into a downward facing dog. So we're going to shift our weight back into our legs. So just practice rocking here for a minute. Bring your weight into your hands. Feel all the weight. It's like an arm exercise, right? You feel a lot of weight into your arms, right? They're supporting you here. And then exhale, rock back. Now your arms are light and you feel a little bit more weight into the back of the body. Practice is rocking. Feeling that shift of weight. and come back to neutral. Flex, go ahead and tuck the toes, and then push. Keep your knees bent, keep your shins parallel to the mat, and just push your hips up, away from your hands, towards the ceiling. So your tailbone's reaching up towards the ceiling, long spine, shoulders away from the ears. Knees still bent. And just holding here. And again, practice the weight. So shift the weight into the hands, shift the weight off of the hands. Shift the weight into the hands, shift the weight off of the hands. Inhale forward, exhale back. Good, take the knees down, child's pose, rest. Or again, you can rest here. Look to the right or the left. And then look to the other side. And then coming back up onto that quadruped, so tabletop position. Tuck the toes, come back up, shifting your weight back. This time begin to work knees straight. So notice my hips still stay high, away from the hands, so I'm not here, and I'm not way here. I'm right here. I'm going to begin to extend my knees, really feeling the stretch in my hamstrings, behind the knees, into my calves, and into my Achilles tendon. So I'm lengthening the backs of my legs here, but still rocking my weight off of my hands back into my feet. Just stay here for a few breaths. Remember, fingers wide, spread them. If you get tired, lower the knees and just rest back in your child's pose. Otherwise, coming back up, exhaling, hips back and away. And then looking forward between the hands, you can either, to come to standing, you can either walk your hands back to your feet or walk your feet to your hands, whatever you prefer. And you're just gonna ragdoll, so you're just gonna hang here. Let your head shake it out, shake it out. And then you're gonna begin to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Head will be the last to come up. Now from here, we're going to go into a calf stretch. So this is a stretch that I've been learning through Katie Bowman. So it's not an authentic yoga stretch, but extremely beneficial for the lower legs, which will help us to work our overall alignment. So you can use a half dome, or you can roll up a couple of towels if you have one, if you have some. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna place the towels or the half dome onto the floor, and you're going to do like a natural step forward. So you're gonna step, I'm gonna start with my left foot onto the half dome, heel touching the floor, and then bring the right foot forward. If you feel off balance, you can hold on to something. And you're just gonna hold here, keeping your shoulders over the hips, pelvis neutral. So you want the pubic bone and the back to be parallel to the walls in front and behind you. So you don't wanna be here, and you don't wanna be here. Nice and neutral. And just allow that heel to sink down. Knees are completely straight. Knees straight on both sides. And just hold here. Deep breaths, reconnecting to the breath. Inhale, bringing awareness into the body, lengthening. Exhale, releasing that tension, letting go. Good, and then go ahead and release. And then go to the other side. So now the right foot's gonna step onto the half dome or the towels. Heel touching the floor, and then stepping left foot forward like you're taking a step forward on a flat ground. And just hold here. My right side feels a little tighter than my left. So in yoga too, you can make observations of how your body's feeling, but we don't want to attach ourselves to them or judge them. We just want to observe and see what's going on. So I make an observation and I let it go. I don't cling on to it too much. Keep the shoulders down. Relax the facial muscles. And just enjoy this wonderful stretch. Again, knees straight.